Hey guys, welcome back. The title of the video is going to be "The Stock Market May Diverge from the Economy." Now, the stock market is a big place. I get it. There are tons of companies, thousands of companies, but in general, I think that we could probably agree that the stock market is comprised of 7 to 10 companies. To be honest, it's really the Mag 7, maybe Palantir, and a couple other companies. Okay, that's where the vast majority of the valuation is locked into. It's about 7 to 10, maybe 20 companies. We'll go that far. Okay, these 20 companies that make up the majority of the value of the United States. Now, we don't know if the economy is doing bad or not. We don't know that. There's a lot of back and forth talk about the government numbers. Are they really true? Are they lying? So on and so forth. But obviously, you guys out there in the streets, working your job, maybe you got laid off, whatever, you know what the economy is like. You know what the real economy is. The first quarter of 2025, we had a slight contraction, 0.3% contraction. Now, who knows if those numbers will stay the same. They constantly are revising those numbers when they come out the next month or whatever. But in general, whether or not the economy either contracts or, let's say, just stagnates, these top 20 companies, these tech companies, guys, they will not follow the normal economy. Okay, they might feel a little bit of revenue, slight contraction, but for the most part, none of that's going to matter. None of that's going to matter, guys, because the margin expansion on these companies is going to be exponential with AI. I cannot stress that enough. The latest earnings call on Microsoft, they said they're programming 30% of their software with AI agents, guys. AI systems that are cycling through and building output. The margin expansion now is going to be exponential with these companies. So you could even have revenue be flat, but you could have margins going up and up and up. And we don't know what kind of technologies are going to be out there in the next 2 to 5 years. It's going to be this rage as far as spending goes amongst these top 20 companies, the chip makers, the tech software companies, and so on and so forth. Okay? And all that spending in that economy is isolated outside of the normal general economy when it comes to healthcare and travel and food, restaurant, hospitality, etc., etc. That economy is not related to the AI economy. Eventually it will. Eventually the AI economy will reach those markets, but not for a while. Okay? The big tech and chip companies are going to have their round robin of economic workflow. Okay? And there's going to be tons and tons of investments going into this space. So the spending in that space is going to be exponential. And that's why you're going to see revenue even continue to increase, even if the economy is flat or contracting. Okay, so be aware of this. The reason I'm talking about this is that if you're in your 20s or 30s and you're hearing this fear or FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt in the media, they're going to talk about the economy, whether it's flat or contracting, and they're going to instill fear in you. And you're going to miss out on the broader stock market. I'm not talking about the breadth of the stock market. I'm talking about the 20 companies, okay, most of which is what you're going to invest in. You're going to buy the S&P 500, you're going to buy the QQQ, and you're going to buy maybe a few ETFs that have to do with AI and chips. That's mostly what you're probably going to be invested in, I hope, because that's where the money is going to be. That is where the money is going to be. Okay, that money flow is just going to be cycling all over the place in those 20 companies, maybe a few startups here and there. And is it going to trickle down to the other parts of the economy? Maybe. Maybe, maybe not. We don't know. But I think we're going to see a divergence from the economy. We may get a small short-term, drop down if we do see some recession, fears, but it's going to be short-lived. It's going to be short-lived. It'll be like a tiny dip, maybe a 20%, 25%, and then it's going to shoot right back up. It's going to shoot right back up because all the wealthy people, they know exactly what I'm talking about. They know the general gist of what AI is going to do, and it's all about margin expansion. Margin expansion, margin expansion. If you don't understand what that is, start learning what it is. They're going to do more with less. More with less. And if the revenues go up at the same time that the margins increase, guess what? Those stocks are going to go to the moon, exponential. Now, I'm not a financial advisor. I can't tell you what to do, when to do it, how to do it. But I recommend, my opinion is, to stay invested. Do not sell out of your investments. Do not buy into the fear. If anything, I'm going to say, even for me, I'm going to buy more. I'm going to buy more of this AI industry that's going to be going strong for 5, 10, 20 years. 20 years, guys. That's how long this is going to take. I wish I was 20 years old again, and I would increase even more into my 401k, because this opportunity I didn't have when I was 20 years old. What did I have? We had the smartphone technology, economic wave, and we had maybe a little bit of social media, Google, search, internet, that type of stuff. Those were decent economic waves. This is going to top that tenfold. Let me tell you, those are very niche markets, the smartphone and the internet wave. This is so broad. These technologies are going to be applied to every business out there. And the biggest winners are going to be the top 20 companies. The tech companies, even Berkshire Hathaway, with all the leverage they're going to have with their companies, they'll have some benefits as well. I'm sure there's some interesting tech companies in that portfolio, Apple being one of them, right? Palantir, man, that company's going to just blow up. I'm kind of, maybe I'm regretting that I sold Palantir. I mean, it's super expensive right now, but man, it's going to be $1 trillion valuation, no doubt. And to be honest, you guys know I'm a big Tesla bull. That stock, if that Optimus bot, if it is successful, or even the car from a robot perspective, that stock's going to go to the moon. It's going to 10x, maybe, dare I say, 20x. I mean, that's a crazy amount of valuation when you think about where they're at. They're at about $1 trillion right now. Could it 20x? Could it go to a $20 trillion valuation? I don't know. It very well could. We just don't know if these Optimus bots are going to change humanity as a whole. We don't know that yet, but there's going to be a lot of people speculating early on, and what's going to happen is that stock's going to overshoot. It's going to overshoot real harsh, like it did before. Like it did before. It went up to like 490, trillion and a half or whatever. It overshot that. It still wasn't worth that. But and a lot of this is going to happen in that space as well. The Mag 7. There's going to be some breakthroughs that people are going to bid up these stocks like no tomorrow, because we don't know what we don't know. I'm telling you guys, there's going to be some breakthroughs that people are just going to not know how to price these stocks, and they're just going to keep bidding because they can't miss out. Banks cannot miss out. There is too much money involved in the investing space, period. So I'm telling you guys, be aware that this is probably the biggest opportunity in the lives of most of us when it comes to being investors. This is the time to be an investor. I'm telling you. I know that we're sitting at all-time highs. You would think, oh man, why would you want to buy here? Let me tell you, there is going to be some crazy things that happen in this market, no doubt. I can't stress it enough. I mean, we've seen some crazy things in the markets from the smartphone wave and the internet wave, the dot-com bubble and all that, but I think this is something bigger, honestly. We don't know how these things are going to scale. There could be a breakthrough that just increases the demand for chips by 10 or 20x. And what's going to happen? If you're not invested, those stocks are going to go exponential, 2x, 3x, 4x. Nvidia could be sitting on a $10 trillion market cap. It could be sitting on a $20 trillion market cap. We really don't even know. Honestly, humans could just accelerate the advent of the AI revolution. They could just accelerate it. So we don't know. We just don't know. And it's an opportunity to be engaged in it, to be involved, and to build massive amounts of wealth for your family, for generations to come, honestly. So who knows? I just have a feeling that the stock market will diverge from the normal economy. The normal economy is not attached yet. It's not attached to this AI revolution. It will be. You know, eventually, the stocks that don't benefit, eventually the AI will reach those companies, and that's when they will rise too, okay? So, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think that this is an interesting take? Do you think the stock market will diverge from the economy? It kind of did in 2009. It bottomed in 2009. The economy was still crap for about 2 years, but the stock market recovered in like 3 months. It wasn't very long. So just be aware of that, guys, is that even if you see doom and gloom news when it comes to the economy, that doesn't mean the stock market will hold water when it comes to diving along with the economy. It may outperform it, to be honest. So anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed the content. Like and subscribe if you could, and take a look at my previous video. Thanks, guys.